And my dream is to be the greatest Hokage. I'm going to restore my clan. And there's someone I have sworn to kill. The last of my clan ends with me. However, I'll still live on. For I am not alone. To resent me, but I'm willing to do whatever it takes to protect the one I care about the most. To fight, kill, or die, to fulfill that person's dreams. Doing so is my own dream. To that end, I will become a true shinobi. I just want to protect them, no matter what pain I have to endure. Of course, those in the ninja world who break the rules and regulations are called trash. But those who would abandon even one of their comrades are even worse than trash. Kankuro, one day I'd like to become something precious to others too. And not just as some weapon of terror, but as Kazekage. Sometimes I feel like it's all completely pointless. Every time I try, it's not good enough. You're right. All the effort is pointless. If you don't believe in yourself, it's not insignificant to me. You are my closest friend. You may as well accept who you are. Once a failure, always a failure. But I truly believe that someday the day will come when people truly understand one another. Your words cut deep, deeper than any blade. Silently and without a trace. That's how ninja leave this world. You changed me, Naruto. Your smiling face saved me. And that's why I'm not afraid to die, defending you. Because I love you. And I always will.
What is up, guys? This is DT Ninja here to bring you my latest Naruto review. This is actually a review about the newest book, Kizuna, the words that bind. Yes, guys, Kizuna is 2 books. I did not know this, but I recently got this book, and as you can see, as you saw in my intro there, you know, they connect together to make one large picture, right? Already. We have Sakura, Kakashi, Minato, Nagato, and Shikamaru, and half of Naruto. The other one has the other half of Naruto, Gaara, Obito, Sasuke, and Itachi. So you can see that it makes one large picture, and I wanted to, show you guys what quotes this book has. Now, before that intro, you heard some of my quotes. That was my voice, by the way, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was just a review of this book and some of my favorite quotes from this book. So yeah, that was that. That's why I did that. So let's get right into Kizuna, The Words That Bind, Part 2, the green edition. As you can tell, the first one was the red edition. This is the green edition. So the first thing we notice when we open, you got Naruto here with, Gamaken. I think it's Gamaken, yeah. And then you have this. This is a really neat picture. Actually, you know what, guys? I think I'm going to go in as opposed to, showing it this way, because I notice when I show it this way, it kind of becomes distorted. So what I'm going to try to talk loud so that my voice carries even though I'm going to move the camera. So you'll be able to see it up close. And yeah, so anyway, here's this photo of Naruto and Sasuke, fighting. This original work by Kishimoto. And by the way, this is in Korean. So if you guys wondered what that is, yeah, it's in Korean. However, the quotes are all in English. So it's English and Korean. Alright, so the first, we have the table of contents. The table of contents, there are 5 chapters in this text in this book, but as you can see, there's a picture of Naruto. The first chapter we have, just like last time, there were 5 chapters. This has 5 chapters, but it continues. This is chapter 6, called Will. Will. Chapter 6 is called Will, so all the quotes are referring to will. As you can see, Tsunade, looking to face off against, looks like maybe Madara or even Orochimaru, I'm not sure. And then, Shikamaru here. So, yeah, let's get into some of the quotes. And you guys got these color pages, which are pretty awesome, right? This was actually in the exhibition, guys. This was one of those pictures in the exhibition. So, really awesome. If you're a Naruto fan, I would definitely recommend this. I mean, it has English, like I said. So if you want to order it online, I just happen to live here in Korea, so it happened to be here. Alright, so the first thing, we open it up, and we have, obviously, this is from chapter 123. Or no, I'm sorry. It's page 123, chapter 14. And this is, it looks like Hashirama. Yeah, this is Hashirama. And the actual quote comes from, Hashirama. So, there's, we see younger kids. The kids are younger as a kid here. And then we have him as an adult here. Well, his quote says, "Each and every Konoha comrade is a part of my own body. The villagers believe in me, and believe in all of them. That is what being Hokage means." Now that is interesting, guys, because as we all know, he tells Sasuke what it means to be a ninja. But now he's explaining what it means to be Hokage. Now that's incredible, guys, because we got all these different understanding of Hokages, by Itachi, by Sasuke, by Naruto, and here's Hashirama. I will read it one more time. "Each and every Konoha comrade is a part of my own body, and the villagers believe in me, and I believe in all of them. That is what being Hokage means." Now that is incredible, guys, because one, it means you don't have to be the most powerful in the village to become Hokage. What it means is you have to have everyone believe in you enough so that you can believe in all of them, and that is what Hokage means. So that is really interesting. Alright, let's move on, and we have chapter 51, page I apologize for that. Not chapter. Oh, that was chapter 123. I was wrong. The claw means the chapter. The page must be 14. Anyway, this comes from chapter 481. We have Senju Hashirama. Senju Tobirama, not Hashirama, and he says, "Saru, love the village and protect those who believe in you. Develop those who will be able to protect the next era starting tomorrow. You are Hokage." Okay, so Tobirama was the one who said this. He says, "Saru, love the village and protect those who believe in you. Develop those who will be able to protect the next era starting tomorrow. You are Hokage." Now, as you see, there's Danzo. So this means Saru is Sarutobi. Tobirama says you are Hokage. Now that's incredible, guys. He's basically his teacher, and he's, passing on the torch of, passing on the flame of Konoha, the will of fire to him. Alright, so let's move on. The next one we have is, let's see, we have Sarutobi, Sarutobi, this is Sarutobi Sensei as the Hokage. So he's going to be telling the younger ninja, obviously Naruto in this generation, his thoughts on becoming Hokage. So this is really interesting. This is chapter 122, by the way. 122. Alright. So, this one. In Konoha, every year new shinobi are born and raised. They live, fight, and in order to protect the village and those within its walls, everyone in the village, even though we are not connected by blood, is precious to me. They are my family. So you remember how Naruto says this to Boruto in the new Gaiden. So that's quite interesting. Alright, let's move on. We have Shikamaru, and this one is by Shikamaru. Shikamaru says, when that baby arrives, it will be my turn as guardian and master. I've got some real growing up to do. So this is talking about Shikamaru and Kurenai's daughter, Mirai. So I'm interested to see, if he actually does that, because from what we've seen, she trains with Guy Sensei, and Kakashi. So that's very interesting. Here's one about Kakashi. This is in chapter 321. 321, if you guys want to check it out. It's because I truly believe that you are the only shinobi that can surpass the fourth Hokage. Oh, I love this one. This is the one where he talks to Naruto. You are the only one that can surpass the fourth Hokage, because nobody knows, his ways more than you, because you're his son. Really awesome. So basically, Kakashi was, hinting there, you're his father, so of course I believe in you. Really awesome. Alright, let's move on. Next one we have, this one is, hang on a second, Iruka Sensei. Iruka Sensei to Naruto. Iruka Sensei to Naruto. This is after the third Hokage died. Iruka Sensei to Naruto. So this is chapter 139 if you guys want to look it up. He says, there's no logic or reason to it. People just do things like that because they have precious things to protect. And you will notice that there are several quotes like this. So that's Iruka. Okay, moving on. This is Itachi. Itachi, this is chapter 581. He is an Edo Tensei here. He says, no matter what darkness or contradictions lie within the village, I'm still Itachi Uchiha of Konoha. He says, I'm still Itachi of Konoha. So yeah, he's basically saying no matter what happens, I'll always be Itachi Uchiha of Konoha. Nothing will ever change that fact. So that's very interesting. Okay. This is Shikamaru. Shikamaru, as he's leaving for, the mission to find Sasuke. I love this quote, guys. This is chapter 183. Shikamaru. Okay. But like us, Sasuke is a shinobi of Konohagakure. He is our comrade. Therefore, I will put my life on the line to rescue him. That's the Konoha way. In the anime version, I remember he says, I will put my life on the line to save him, to do whatever it takes, because he's one of our comrades. I don't like him, but I'm going to do that. That's just the way of our village, right? And I think that's what he says. It's the way of our village is the actual way he puts it. But yeah, that's Shikamaru before they leave to save Sasuke. Okay. Next one, chapter 406, Shikamaru, Nara again. To switch from being imparted and become the imparter, it's a bother for sure. and tree leaves shall bud anew. And I love this quote because it's so true. Basically what it says is, where tree leaves dance, one will find flames. Okay? But where the fire's shadow is, it will illuminate the village, and there will be others to follow in my footsteps. And as we all know, Naruto becomes Hokage. So there are people out there like him, and yeah, it's freaking awesome. I love this one. Alright, now we move on. Shikamaru again. I'm gonna skip that one. Alright, love. Love is our next chapter, chapter 7. Love. Okay, so we obviously have Naruto and Kakashi. So let's look at this one. Oh, freaking awesome. We got a color page of Naruto and his family, Minato and Kushina, which, by the way, guys, that is volume 53 cover. Pretty awesome. Alright, let's move on. So, first one we have Iruka Sensei. Talking to Naruto in the very first chapter of Naruto. This is chapter 1, if you guys want to check it out. I know that, Naruto, I was so hard on you, yelling, scolding. It must have hurt. Forgive me. If I had been a better teacher, a better self, maybe neither of us would have come to this. This is when Mizuki tells him the truth of what the village has been hiding from Naruto, and Iruka opens up to Naruto. I love this quote. Freaking awesome. A lot of the quotes are really meaningful in Naruto, so always love looking back. Okay, next one, Uzumaki Naruto, talking to Gaara. Okay, Gaara fighting Gaara, and you know they're connecting. This is where connecting to the hearts comes through. So anyone that says Naruto, is a weakling, his fighting style, he's not the greatest fighter. Well, you know what? He's not a fighter. He connects hearts. Look at all this. I mean, he's able to connect his chakra to Gaara, to understand what he's been through. Okay? Nobody out there could. Alright, so this is the chapter where this is actually Kakashi Hatake, where they're fighting Zabuza for the first time. You see Team 7, they're in trouble, and Kakashi, even Sasuke looks worried, and Kakashi turns around and says, "Don't worry, I won't let my comrades come to harm." And this is what he says, I quote, "I will never let my comrades die. I will never let my comrades die." Showing love for the first time, Kakashi, really to his teammates. So really awesome quote. Love that quote. And that is chapter 12, by the way, if you want to look it up. Against Zabuza, the very first encounter. Alright, let's move on to the ice, the ice mirrors attack on Naruto and Sasuke versus this is Haku, the masked kid, and this is where Sasuke saves Naruto's life. You can see it here. He saves his life, and Naruto said, "I didn't ask for that. I didn't ask for you to save me," And he asks them, "Why? Why would you do such a thing?" And Sasuke says, and I quote, "How should I know? My body just moved on its own. There was no time to think, fool." So that is chapter 27, if you guys want to look that up. And here, yeah, that was what I was quoting earlier. I didn't ask for you to save me, I don't know. It just happened, There was no time to think. And this was so emotional because at that moment, Sasuke actually had faith in Naruto. He was like, he's still out there. He's still out there. My brother, I was supposed to find him. And he's like, don't let your dream die, Naruto. I love that quote. I love that quote. I love this quote. But that moment where he came the Nine Tails for the first time and destroyed the mirrors, that was just epic. Okay, let's move on. This is the chapter of love, so obviously we're talking about love. Alright, so chapter 469. 469, this is Sakura Haruno and Naruto Uzumaki. Okay, Naruto, this is where Sakura says, I love you, Naruto. I don't want to find Sasuke anymore. I just want to be with you. And Naruto says to her, and I quote, I hate people who lie to themselves. I hate people who lie to themselves. So Naruto may be, clueless about women, but he is smart about one thing, and that's the heart. He can understand someone's heart more than anyone, and he could definitely tell Sakura was lying, not only lying to him, but herself, which is worse. So he basically says, I hate you because you're not true to yourself. Be yourself. Don't try to be someone else, Don't lie to yourself. That's the worst thing you can do. Alright, let's move on to the next one, which is Rock Lee. Yo, Rock Lee, chapter 36. This is the time where he says, would you like to go out with me? I'll protect you with my life. He's talking to Sakura the very first time. That is Rock Lee. Alright, let's move on. We have the next one, which is Maito Guy. Maito Guy Sensei. This is chapter 180 if you guys want to look it up. Lee is crying, because he cannot reach Neji's, genius. And this is where Guy Sensei pulls him aside and says these words, and I quote, you've worked hard. The operation will be a success. You have a bright future ahead. By a 1 in a trillion chance, it ends in failure. I'll die with you. From that moment I met you, my ninja way has been to make you a splendid ninja. That's a promise. Okay, this guy just said, even if somehow it's the worst possible scenario and you end up dying, I will be right alongside you and I will die with you. Because my promise was to make you a splendid ninja. We'll become splendid ninja, living or dying one way or another. Guy Sensei, true to the heart. I love it. I love that quote. Alright, let's move on. Next one is Naruto Uzumaki. And yes, guys, this is with Kushina, his mother. And he says, now I know you always love me. I'm happy. So we have him, learning the truth about his mother and father. And here's another one. This one is actually from Minato. So, Minato's words. Naruto, my words to you as your father is the same exact as your chatty mother. And obviously Kushina, tells him, grow up, don't be picky, don't do this, don't do that, make sure you don't have alcohol, all these things. And then Minato basically says, I believe in everything your mother just told you. And that is chapter 504. That is where they die together, really heart-wrenching. Let's see, moving on. That is Sakura, and okay, this is an awesome one. Haku, okay. This is chapter 21. Okay, this is Haku's backstory. As we all know, it's very tragic, very sad, and we see, Zabuza and Haku there. He finds him, and this is where Naruto meets him for the first time. He says, and I quote, do you have someone special in your life, someone precious? When people are protecting something truly precious to them, they truly can become strong. Do you have, I will repeat that, do you have anyone special in your life? When people are protecting something truly precious to them, Tsunade. This is when she's talking about, Dan and her brother. She says, everything decays eventually. You said that, but this one feeling never decays. This is chapter 163. 163, yeah, so she's reminiscing about her lover and her brother. Alright, now we go to the next chapter, which is 225. We have Itachi Uchiha. Itachi Uchiha, we all remember this quote when he tells Sasuke the horrifying truth, of his clan. It's been eradicated, and he tells him, someday, when you have the same eyes as me, come back and face me. And he's talking about the Mangekyo Sharingan. So that's a freaking awesome quote. I love it. Alright, and then Sasuke telling Sakura, you're annoying. Yeah, you guys remember this. You're annoying. That one doesn't really need to be stated. And then he always says, thank you. Thank you, Sakura. Alright, and moving on, we have Itachi, another one. Itachi, this is chapter 148. You're still too weak. You don't have enough hate. You guys remember this? Alright, this is an awesome one. Itachi Uchiha to Sasuke dying. As he's dying, Sasuke finally learns the truth of Itachi. And he tells him, no matter, and I'll quote this is chapter 590. You don't ever have to forgive me. And no matter what you do from now on, I will always love you. Forever. I love this quote. This is chapter 591, where Itachi dies for good as the Edo and becomes nothing. Alright, moving on. This is Uzumaki Naruto as he's yelling at everyone to shut up. They don't understand anything about Jinchuriki, and he's obviously talking about Gaara. That is chapter 278. He says, shut up to everyone. And he obviously says a couple of other things. But obviously, this is where Kakashi steps in. Kakashi, the same chapter with 483. It's a little further. I will take on what role? I will take on what you would have been your burden. Well, that's my role after all. So let's say, I will take on what would have been your burden. Well, that's my role after all. Kakashi Hatake on chapter 483. So that is in the same, area. Alright, Itachi's death. This is a very, very tragic and really memorable scene. Okay, chapter 402. Everyone remembers this, right? When, he transfers his powers to Sasuke here, and he finally tells him, one more time, this is it, Sasuke. This is it, Sasuke. That's all he says. He says, sorry, Sasuke, this is it. There won't be another time. And he has a smile on his face. Amazing quote. I love that quote. Alright, and we have the quote with Naruto and Sasuke at the valley, at the summit, the Kage summit, and when he faces Sasuke after Sasuke fought so many people, he saves the day, and he says, because you're my friend, and Sasuke always says, why would you go so far from me? And he says, because you're my friend, we'll die together. Alright, so moving on to chapter 8, and that is the darkness. The darkness, we have Sasuke with the Mangekyo, the EMS. He's got the new eyes. Well, actually, I believe that is his normal Mangekyo Sharingan. And then this is Orochimaru, so we got darkness as the title, and it's the focus of this chapter. Alright, so we got a color page with Madara and Sasuke. Yes. So darkness is the focus of this chapter. So we're going to see a lot of things about darkness. Alright, so first one we have Kurama. Kurama talking to Naruto. And he says, "Who do you want me to kill?" Now this, guys, was very interesting because remember, Naruto has been in pain for so long. Once he grows up, he's able to control Kurama so much that Kurama, says to him, "Who do you want me to kill now?" He asks him, "I can kill him for you." And this is where Kurama, says these words to him, and Naruto obviously, didn't say he wanted to kill anyone. He says, "I can handle this on my own." Let's move on to Orochimaru. Alright, so Orochimaru in chapter 392, this is where Sasuke has the cursed mark. Yes, guys, the cursed mark. And Orochimaru is watching him. He says, "I can give it to you. I can lend you my power." Remember, the curse mark is his consciousness, so of course he can speak into your mind, which is pretty crazy, guys. So those marks, those parts right there are Orochimaru talking to Sasuke. And I quote, "I can give it to you. I can lend you all my powers. I can lend you my great powers." So that is Orochimaru. Okay, let's move on. We have chapter 116, another Orochimaru quote with, Sarutobi Sensei. This is where he fooled him as he was the Kazekage. He says, and I quote, "I enjoy watching moving objects. It's boring when things stand still. Don't you agree?" That's a pretty cool quote because basically what he's saying is, peace is, it's boring. Okay, what he's saying, peace is boring. When things move, when there's something, exciting, that's when it's fun, and he's like, "Don't you agree?" Anyway, that is Orochimaru. Alright, Zabuza's words, Zabuza Momochi, chapter 32, one of my favorite villains of the series. Basically, he fights to love himself, only himself, and everything is about himself. So this was the one where he basically freaked the hell out of everyone. Shikamaru, Naruto, everyone was afraid of him because he was just like, really far gone. Alright, that is chapter 111, by the way. Alright, moving on. This is Obito. Obito in the 4th Great Ninja War, chapter 514. This left eye of mine is itching for battle. Alright, let's move on. truth, but at the same time he's using that manipulation, right? I will say it one more time. The selfish intent of wanting to preserve peace initiates wars, and hatred is born in order to protect love. So there is truth in that, but this was used in a manipulative manner. Alright, moving on. Sasuke versus Itachi, the very first, the second battle. So this is chapter 387. He's faced with Itachi now, and he says to him, I'll use my hatred to turn fantasy into reality. I'll use my hatred to turn fantasy into reality. Alright, now, next one, we have chapter 418. This is, Nagato or Tendo Pain saying, now the world shall know pain. Now the world shall know pain. And this is where he is about to, destroy the village. The world shall know pain. And really awesome quote. I really love that quote. 418. Alright, now the next one, chapter 600, Rin and Obito. This is the saying Obito says to Kakashi when his mask has been broken. He says to him, it's because you let Rin die. It's because you let Rin die. And this is Obito, chapter 600, the broken mask. Okay, now, moving on, the Sasuke Uchiha. This is definitely darkness. Chapter 402, where Obito reveals the truth to Sasuke. Afterwards, he recollects on Itachi's life, and he says these words, and I quote, today, we're starting anew. Today, we are the Hawk, and we have one goal, to destroy Konoha. To destroy Konoha. You guys remember the Hawk, and he will destroy Konoha. So that was that one moment where he awakens his Mangekyo Sharingan. Okay, next one. Really great quote from Gaara. Really sad quote. Chapter 130. Chapter 130. Chapter 130. This is Gaara's quote. It doesn't bleed. It doesn't bleed, but it hurts right here. And this is where he's pointing to his heart. It doesn't bleed because his mother, her heart is within him, and she protects him every time. But he wants to feel that pain. He wants to feel blood. He can't feel that. He feels the pain, but it's in his heart, not physically. So it's just so painful to him, and he can't understand. And this was one of his closest friends, one of his closest, I believe, wasn't it his mother's brother, I believe. But anyway, alright, next one, Sasuke Uchiha, after he faces Naruto at the valley, he says to Itachi, he says, no brother, I won't be like you. Remember, when he says this, he says, I won't bow to your will, I'll do it my own way. I will not lose control to you. So this is where he tells Itachi that he will find a way to get the power, but it's not going to be in the way he wants him, But it's ironic because in the end he does try to face Naruto and try to kill him. So it is ironic how he ends up going for Itachi's words. So next one, 553. Oh, and by the way, that was chapter 234. The next one, chapter 553. Sasuke, after he awakens, his new eyes and his EMS after he puts Itachi's eyes on and his new Susanoo. He says, "These eyes see the darkness quite well." These eyes see the darkness quite well. Now, the way I see it is, Itachi was in darkness for a long time, so having his eyes, you can understand that those eyes can see the darkness very well. But at the same time, he was still blind. He didn't know the truth. So, anyway, next chapter 9 is Trust. Trust. I'm gonna try to go through these quickly, and here's another color page for you guys. Alright, Minato Namikaze. This is Naruto's father. He learns of the truth, and this is where he tells him, "I don't know. I'm not a great ninja. I don't know how to find peace, And Minato puts his hand on his head, and he says these words to him. He says, and I quote, "You'll find the answer. I completely believe in you. After all, fathers are supposed to believe in their sons, right? He says, and I quote again, "You'll find the answer. I completely believe in you." Yeah, so this is Minato's words to his son. Really awesome quote. Love that. Alright, moving on. Chapter 48, Naruto Uzumaki. "And you're the idiot. Idiot, you're a coward. Which Sasuke isn't? So you're not him." Okay, so chapter 48, this is, let's see, I'm trying to figure out when he said this. Okay. So you can see him knocking someone down. He says, "And you're the idiot. Idiot, you're a coward, which Sasuke isn't, so you're not him." Interesting. This must be where he's fighting Sasuke at the valley, because he says, "You're not him," which is incredible, guys. Because, guys, remember when Sasuke is fighting Naruto, and right as he, sees him with the Indra arrow, he says, "I really want to fight you, but not like this. You're not Sasuke." So Kishimoto is bringing back the similar quotes to the same fight, but it's so far from the original. So it's amazing how it connects all the way back. Really awesome stuff. Okay. Next one, we have Shikamaru. Let's see. Let's go on to Choji. Choji, chapter 174. "I know that you're way more amazing than Sasuke or that Neji guy." He's talking about Shikamaru, right? Choji says this to Shikamaru. He says, "I know that you're way more amazing than Sasuke or that Neji guy." And that's amazing, guys, because basically he's saying he's a genius. He's way more amazing than that Sasuke or Neji guy. Really awesome. That is chapter 174, by the way. The Sasuke retrieval arc. Okay. Let's move on. Where Naruto, I'm going to have to flip through these because we're running out of time here. I don't want to just show you the entire thing. I mean, I really wish I could, but I don't have enough. Alright. "You made a promise to Sakura. Remember." This is chapter 210, where the beast, the green beast of the leaf returns. And he gives the thumbs up. "The thumbs up, Naruto. Remember what you said to Sakura. You made a promise." And he says, and I quote, "I'll beat this guy. That's my promise. Now go." Really awesome, where he makes his return. Alright, now. Okay, this is where Tsunade says to Naruto, he says, "Become a good man, okay?" And Great Hokage 2, chapter 171, where she's about to flick him in the forehead, and she ends up, kissing him on the forehead like she did with her brother. Amazing, he's looking at her jugs. But anyway, a really awesome quote. First time, he changed her heart, which was amazing. Then we have Shikamaru, you know, where he's the leader and he's like, man, I've got myself into a problem here. You know, chapter 202, where he says, all I can do for my comrades is believe in them. All I can do for my comrades is believe in them. Alright guys, so we come to the last chapter of this, and that is chapter 10, the fighting spirit. The fighting spirit is chapter 10. We obviously have Naruto in there, we have Sasuke as well. So let's go, and we have another color page for chapter 10, the fighting spirit. The fighting spirit. This is the 4th grade ninja war. Alright, let's move on to Naruto Uzumaki, chapter 167. Until I become Hokage, there's no way I'm gonna die. Yes, where he opens Tsunade's eyes while fighting Kabuto. You guys remember where he tricks him and stops his hand, and this is what he says, and I quote, until I become Hokage, there's no way I'm going to die. Really awesome quote. I like a lot of quotes, if you can't tell. Those are some of the memorable quotes they decided to put in this edition. Alright, next one. Chapter 34, Sasuke. Talks to Naruto, and Naruto understands that he's weak now, right? He's weak, and Sasuke gives him some advice. He says, why don't you get better than me? Why don't you get better than me? So, yeah, that is what he gives to Naruto. And then you have the next one, which is the vow of pain, the oath of pain, which is chapter 10, after witnessing Sasuke save everyone and Naruto being afraid, he makes a vow. He says, and I quote, I'm not gonna be outdone by Sasuke, I swear it, by the pain in my left hand. And next one we have chapter 73, Ino and Sakura. This is Sakura's quote. Even the sweetest girl needs a hard sinner, or she's not gonna make it out of there. So that is Sakura and Ino. Okay, next is Hinata Hyuga, chapter 80 against Neji. She says, it's because now the person I've admired for so long in front of me, and I can't bear to look uncool in front of him. So I will quote that one more time. She says, it's because now the person I've admired for so long is finally watching me, and in front of him, I can't bear to look uncool. So really awesome quote from Hinata. Alright, moving on. Rock Lee against Gaara. Yo! Chapter 85, releasing the fifth gate open. He says, Master Guy, please notice me now, all the times, now when I finally attain my shinobi path. Yo, opening of the fifth gate, a really awesome quote. I love that quote. Everyone was shocked, right, that Rock Lee had this in him. And then we have another quote. This one is from Sakura Hanano, chapter 54. Now it's my turn. Oh wait, no. Now it's your turn to watch my back. So this is where Sakura, cuts her hair off and says, it's time to become, a shinobi, as she's fighting the sound ninja. That's pretty memorable. Okay, then we have the memorable one where Naruto and Sasuke have the little girl remark. Okay, this is chapter 10. Sasuke says, hey, you're not hurt, are you little girl? Yeah, he says, you're not hurt, are you little girl? And then at the same moment, this was 38 chapters later, in chapter 48, Naruto is helping Sasuke out after he witnesses Orochimaru, and Naruto stops Orochimaru and said, you're not hurt, are you? Scaredy cat. I think he says scaredy cat, right? You're not hurt, are you, scaredy cat? He says the exact same words that Sasuke said 38 chapters before. So really awesome. This is one of my favorite quotes. This is during the fight with guys. Here's Jiraiya Sensei's quote. I'm not gonna give up. That was the true choice I was supposed to make. Alright, so the rest of them I'm just gonna flip through. I don't have a whole lot of time, guys. I wish I could, give you a whole first. I did give you a pretty good look at the first parts. But yeah, this has just been a look at, Kizuna, the words that bind. There's a memorable quote, you're my friend, by Naruto and Sasuke. And at the end, there's some color pages, which is pretty cool, and then there's an interview with Masashi Kishimoto. Really awesome. But this has been Kizuna, the words that bind. Number 2. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, have an awesome day.